Thank you for having me here. We are a non-profit that has been working at grassroots level for the last 30 years, and our recommendations are based on our learnings from our work on COVID relief and our work on Beti Bachao, which has led to improvement in girl-child ratio from 918 to 938. I believe that we would need to work on three pillars to prepare for COVID third wave: communication, execution, and consequence management. All pillars would need to work from multiple stakeholders: civil society, medical professionals, religious leaders, with a strong leadership from local government. Communication. Our experience in communicating told us that we would need these three things. One, there is immense amount of misinformation on how COVID spreads and on vaccine side effects. We need accurate information delivered in crisp and effective manner. Videos 30 seconds or less. This is the job of professionals, and we had a national award winning director to make the videos on girl child, which proved to be effective and heart touching. Two, we found that people trust people they know: medical professionals and religious leaders. We would need to cop these groups to give the right message. We have to get all the religions on board: Muslims, Hindus, and Christians. 3. While we use social media and communication platforms like WhatsApp and YouTube, we need to use the immense ground capacity that AP has built: Anganwadi, Asha, and volunteers network. Execution. While communication is the key pillar, we need to make execution seamless, and this pillar needs to be owned and managed by the government. 1. Enable continuous measurement and monitoring through testing and zero surveys. AP has the highest testing capacity per capita in India, and this could be put to use effectively like it was done in Wave 2. Information should be used for micro-targeting. 2. While communication will address vaccine hesitancy, it will not improve accessibility. We need to build on ground vaccine availability at slums and rural areas. Current CoWIN app should not act as a barrier, as vulnerable population, women, migrant workers, and BPL do not have access. 3. Make masks available in public places and enable availability through mask dispensing machines. And of course, it should be compulsory. Consequence management. Our organization is deeply involved in two areas of consequence management. We would recommend the following. We need to anticipate the medical requirements, cannulas for children, etc., and give it to the medical professionals. During the second wave, our organization created 220 oxygen concentrators bank and gave it to the RIMS, Rajiv Institute of Medical Sciences, and 2 oxygen plants at the government hospital. 2. We have been working with the district magistrate to identify COVID widows and orphans, semi-orphans and full orphans. We have identified 464 families and 719 children from official statistics. We found 30 families and 54 children more from our on-ground surveys till now in Kadapa district. Each of the family needs support in bespoke manner, identifying and providing sustainable livelihood, and identifying helping children cope financially, emotionally, including education. And we did this very professionally and taking technology into account. And we also had YSR district and linked YSR district with other mandals and all the families, and we had links and hyperlinks and hyperlinks, and now each and every child we know who is being orphaned and semi-orphaned, and we are going to each and every house to counsel the widows. There are more men who died than women, so we are counseling the widows, and we are counseling the children, and we are giving the livelihood in help, like livestock and small businesses and trainings and everything. We are doing all that because we know that they're in a very desperate shopping situation, and the counseling is really helping. With 52 volunteers throughout district, we are doing that as a non, and we think that this really helped because every month we'll be monitoring and evaluating these children and widows, and I think that is I thought this was a very good practice for everyone to follow, because we need every child to be normal. After their father died, they are becoming very emotional, and widows, as we know, to be a widow in India is not a joke, because there's a lot of trauma behind it, and they're considered inauspicious and considered, they themselves feel very guilty to be a widow. So as a non-profit, we could help implementing this process in any district if required and if asked. All of this can happen with strong support of the government, and you consulting us is the first step. I would like to thank all of you for this opportunity, and the Honorable Governor and the Secretary and everyone for this giving this opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam. As you said very rightly, that